So you've seen me in quite a few of my videos. I always do my initial saddling of young horses out in my covered pen or my round pen. And then once they get to where they'll stand good out there to saddle, I'll saddle them in here. My thought process behind that is, if they're not going to stand good to be saddled out there, they're not going to stand good in here, and these cross ties are going to make it worse. More chance of them panicking, and more chance of creating a problem. So what I do, I'll saddle out there, and once they start saddling good out there, then I'll start saddling in here. This is Kiowa. This will be the first time he has been saddled in here. I'm going to do basically everything the same way we did out there, just we're in here instead. He has been saddling good out there. He's been doing really good in general, but he's been saddling good, so it's time to start saddling in here. All of my movements around these young horses, these green horses, it's all, I want to move in a way that builds their confidence. They need to understand that I'm not a predator, I'm not going to hurt them. But it needs to progress their training. So I basically treat them like they're a broke horse, but I give them a little bit of chance to take in what I'm about to do. Just like right then when I went to put the saddle on, instead of just walking over here and throwing it on, I stopped, I pet him, and then I threw it on. Everything I did from the process of walking over here and putting it on was just like he was a broke horse. The only difference was I saw him kind of worry, so I just hesitated 1 or 2 seconds, gave him a chance to realize, oh, I understand what he's doing, and then went on. That's real important when you're working with inexperienced horses. You can't move in a way that makes them think there's something to be worried about. Otherwise, they're going to look around. If you're acting like there's something to be worried about, then they're going to decide, well, if he's worried, I need to be worried. So you have to act like there's nothing to be worried about to help their confidence that there's nothing to be worried about. But you still have to pay attention and maybe give them a second to take things in, like I did with a bug flew down my throat. Nah. So sometimes you have to give them a chance to take in what's happening. Be deliberate about how you move, but watch them and be adaptive. Now, I don't ever tighten the saddle all the way at one time. It's probably not even, I know, it's not even tight enough to stay on if we went running and bucking. I want to keep reinforcing with him that there's nothing to be afraid of. So I'm going to do everything in here just like I did out there. So I just saddled him up in the wash rack there. He's not used to this, saddled up and then walking out like that, like a broke horse. So I want to make sure I keep an eye on him. If he bucks, I don't want him to bump into my space, buck into me. But I want to treat him like a broke horse. If I don't ever treat him like a broke horse, he'll never get that way. So it's time for him to start acting that way. Notice I didn't put your bridle on in there. All out here, I always put bridle on first, if you remember that. Now when I'm at this stage, and I saddle first in there, I'll put the bridle on out here. Reason for that is, I don't want to overwhelm him in there with the saddle and the bridle. It's just kind of my progression of things. Cows are in there eating. They just came in. I know he has seen the cows before, but it's just something to be aware of. Give him a chance to take the bridle. Never going to force it in their mouth. I want to put it up between their teeth, give them a chance to accept it. Just like when I was putting the saddle on and I walked up to him and he got a little bit worried, I gave him a chance to understand what's happening. So now, I'm not going to just step up on him. We're not to that point yet. We're not that far off, but we're not there yet. So I'm going to ask you to move around just a little bit. This particular halter I grabbed, lead rope doesn't come off, so I'm just going to tie it on, tie a knot around his neck so it doesn't fall on the ground. It's not the halter I've been using with him, but it don't really matter at this point. When I first start teaching him on the lunge, I'm pretty particular about the halter that I grab. At this point, he knows, so which halter it is not as important. Not really trying to get him tired. What I want to do is just kind of get his mind on me asking him to do something. We'll work our way over to the wall here and change directions. Oh, he stopped and turned just off me swapping hands. That was nice. Over here. Got distracted by the cows and forgot what we were doing. Not a big deal. I'm not going to fuss at him for that. I'm just going to give him something to do. Just redirect him. He has to learn to work through all those distractions. There's going to be plenty of distractions in life. Got to work through them and still listen to the rider. Let's offer him a chance to stop. Good boy. This has gotten really nice. Licking and chewing, he understands. That's what I was wanting to accomplish by getting him to move his feet. Let's go over here and get some reins. Come on. You gonna make me untie the rope and then tie it back? The lead rope? There you go. So we have been riding him. The riding is not new. Just kind of the steps to get on his back is what's new today. Changing that routine, changing those steps. He notices. He's gonna notice everything. He's a Mustang. He don't miss anything. So he's gonna know that we changed the steps, and I want to give him a chance to understand that even though we changed the steps, nothing to worry about. We're doing the same thing still. Kind of sit here a minute. I don't want him to walk off right away. Just want him to sit a minute. Take in everything. Just like when I paused, when I was putting the saddle on, gave him a chance to take in. Now let's see if we can move our feet. I know, there's a step there. I'm sure you know it's there too. There we go. Go to the right now. There we go. Good boy. Get a bit harder with the right rein than he is left. Move your feet. Get some forward going. I know, we're turning to the cow. Needs to get softer in his face. Come on, move your feet. There we go. I think he's a good bit stiffer today because he wanting to pay attention with the cows. Let's move your feet this way. There you go. Wanting to go to the cows now. I think he's going to end up being cowy. He's interested in them. Starts looking at them and then blocks me out. It's got to get softer. I need forward, but I need forward with steering. Steer over here. Good boy. Hey, walk and steer. At this point, that's really what we're doing. Walk and steer. He's trying to take me back over there. Let's turn this way. Walk and steer. I'm starting to apply some leg pressure to control his body, control his shoulders. Right here, I'm putting a little bit of right leg on him, actually touching him with my spur, just a touch. It's really all that it is. Give him a chance to respond. Not going to get harder right away. I want to give him a chance to think about it. He's kind of laying on my hand, Just kind of being a little bit of a slug. Let's go. I felt him shift his weight, but he didn't go. Come on. Let's go that way. Well, you shifted your weight, but you didn't go. Come on. Come on. Not going to give him his head. See how he kind of stuck his head up, pulling back against the pressure? He was trying to get me to release his head, but not turn. He has to turn to get that release. Let's go this way. There we go. Wanting to walk over here? We'll walk over here. Let's turn right this time. There you go. Pretty much all we're doing with him at this point is walk and steer. But we're working towards getting him to be a broke horse. Saddle him inside. Not very much lunging at all. We'll be getting on him totally cold here before long. I don't ever want to have to lunge a horse to get on. Turn right here. Give your head. This horse has had a fair good bit of ground driving. He knows how to steer. He's just kind of heavy on our hands, and you got to use a little bit of muscle. But right now, I'm still riding him off the halter. So I'll be able to get him softer, but I want to get him softer off the halter before I switch to pulling him on the bit. I don't want to be pulling on him this hard with the bit in his mouth. I want to develop some desire to steer before I go to pulling on the bit. Let's go this way now. I got a little bit of left leg pressure, a little bit of pressure with my spur, and just wait. Give him a chance to go that way. You get the release from the pressure when you go right. Kind of move my body around just to kind of upset his balance a little bit. Now go right. And go right. Come on. Let's go right. Turn and I'll, there we go. Turn and I'll release. That's all I'm asking for. Point your nose and walk forward. Good boy. Yep. It's a lunge line. Point your nose. You're not going to go eat cow feed if that's what you're after. I am sure you can go run that cow off though. Turn right. Turn right. And let's go over here. Good boy. Release the pressure when it gives me the turn. At the stage that Kiowa is in now, he doesn't really want to buck. He doesn't want to be bad. He generally wants to be good. We just have to make sure that we give him a chance to take in everything that we're asking for. Still needs to learn to be softer. Still needs to go when I ask him to go. See right there, I'm asking him to steer right. He's kind of pulling against me. Turn right. Well, I'm not going to release when he's sticking his nose up in the air. When he's sticking his nose up in the air, he's just trying to get me to let go. I'll release when he goes the direction I ask him to go in. Really, all I'm wanting to do is walk and steer. Walk and steer. Point him somewhere, release the pressure, and walk. He's wanting to go to the cow again. Let's go this way. Good boy. Let's go this way. Good boy. I've got the cow on that end and I've got the barn on this end. where we just came out of. So he's got plenty of distractions, plenty of magnets, plenty of things to draw him someplace. And I'm going to use all that to my advantage to get him to move his feet. That cow drew him this way. Let's turn, let's go this way. Let's turn, let's go this way. You gotta get more willing steering. Move your feet. Move your feet. Not sure there if he hesitated because the color of the ground changed or he was just wanting to go the other way. Turn, move your feet. In the process of using these magnets, I'm also working on what would be born sour or buddy sour. I'm letting him go where he wants to go, but we're not done there. We'll go this way. What creates a barn sour or buddy sour horse is they go where they want to go, and then they get the release. They get to quit. They go back to the barn, get unsaddled. They get that release. By doing this, he wants to go to the cow. I'm going to let him go to the cow. We're going to get over here closer to the fence. And I'm going to say, okay, now let's go over here. So he got to go to the cow, but he didn't get what he wanted by going to the cow. We're still working, we're still riding. So that's going to work on his brain from the standpoint of he didn't get what he wanted by going where he wanted to go. That is going to carry through for future lessons that I do with him. At this point with him, it's kind of boring work. Go and steer. I'm not going to force him to try it. I'm not even going to ask him to try it. In fact, I'm not even going to let him try it until I have better steering. I want to be able to steer where I want to go before I ask to go any faster. If I can't control direction now at a walk and ask him to go faster, we're just going faster with no control. It's not about going faster. It's about his mind being willing to do what I ask him to do. You wasn't trying to pull so hard on me, you wouldn't trip. That was the case when a horse pulls with their face, they have to brace with their front feet to get leverage to pull with their face. So he was pulling pretty hard. I bet I was pulling 30 pounds of pressure on his halter, and he was trying to push to get that leverage for him to maintain that 30 pounds, and in the process he couldn't do that and still walk. That's why he stumbled. So I walk and steer, and that's why I want to be using my legs, because that starts to soften up the body, which takes away the leverage for him to pull. That's why it's important that you ride with leg, spur if necessary, to start steering these shoulders. Every time I point his nose, I'm asking his shoulders to steer. That steering the shoulders is going to do just as much to get him to get softer on my hands as releasing the pressure. As releasing the pressure when he gives his head. Quit pulling on me, you won't stumble. You're creating that. Let's push with the left spur this time. By doing this, I'm softening. Now you don't know what to think about that. See, when I push with this shoulder, his head actually, or push with this leg, his head actually came more to me and got soft. That's what I'm talking about right there. Now let's go this way. That's how you soften a head with your legs. So this is Kiowa I'll put a link up here to the other videos I've done with him. We're going to keep working on this for a while, so this part's pretty boring. That's what we're going to be working on for a while. Until next time, thank you for watching.